Hello, my friends. How are you today? Welcome back to my channel. I hope this holiday season has been treating you sweetly and that you've also been treating yourself sweetly. I wanted to offer a practice today during this holiday season when we tend to indulge a little bit more than maybe we typically do. Whether I was thinking about this before I made the video, it's like not I have to remember that not everybody may be in a joyous place this time of the year, this time of season. It can be very difficult for um, some others, and either way, whether you're in a very joyous occasion and indulging in that way, or if you're having a very challenging time through this season, and you may also find yourself indulging to kind of soothe that. So, wherever you may be, and if you are in a place of where you've been indulging in extra treats or just yummy food to comfort you, um, for myself, I know this time of year, my digestion tends to get a little overloaded and can get a little congested, a little sluggish. And so I always like to remind myself to pause and do some poses and uh, movement that really kind of help move things along. So I thought I would offer a practice for you today to also do that same thing. And of course, you can do this at any time of the year whenever you're having some digestion issues. Props that we'll be using today: a bolster or a cushion of some sort that has some firmness to it. You can also use a blanket and you can just roll that up so it has some firmness to it as well. All right, my friends. If that sounds good to you and you want to go get into something comfy, if you're not in something comfy yet, and go grab your props. You can also bring in a block if you would like to maybe support the head in some of the poses that we'll be doing. You can do that as well. I will meet you back on your mat. All right, my friends, the first pose that we will get into is a little side bend. And really quickly, we're just going to be moving along from the right side of the body to the middle to the left. So working the whole colon. So the ascending side, transverse, and the descending side. Okay. So we're going to take a side bend over to the left, opening up that right side. So just letting that left hand kind of come a little further away from that left hip so they can really open up that right side. Soften the shoulders. You can let the hand kind of just hang here. We're not going to stay here too long. I really want you just focusing on feeling, on stretching and opening up, expanding that right side in the colon area as well as in the ribs. Just taking 3 breaths here. Breathing in and out through the nose. One more breath, big breath in. Let's take an open mouth exhale in this breath. And then slowly coming up, extend the arms out to a T, and then we're going to twist over to the right. Left hand to the right knee, right hand back behind you. And you're breathing here. Focus on breathing into the belly, expanding the belly. And again, since we're still focusing kind of on the right side and now up into the transverse colon, I want you to feel for breathing into that area. So as you inhale, fill it up. And then as you exhale, gently contracting everything back as though you are massaging the intestines here. So it's not so much about trying to really get into a big twist. It's more massaging the intestines and the colon. It's also great for the other organs. Relaxing your facial muscles, the jaw. 3 more breaths. Cleansing breath here. And slowly untwist. Bring the arms out to a T, and we're going to take our side bend now over to the right side. So you're going to drop your right hand down, reaching that left arm up and over, opening up that left side. 3 slow, deep breaths here. My gosh, I also forgot to mention that ideally you should be practicing on an empty stomach, or at least, waiting a few hours before doing this practice if you've eaten something. So sorry, I should have mentioned that in the very beginning. I meant to. Good. One more breath. Inhale, come up. Open the arms out to a T, and now twisting over to the left. Right hand, left knee, left hand back behind you. Breathing into the left side and the transverse. Creating that same motion with the breath as though you're massaging the internal organs, the intestine, the colon. Taking one more breath here. Open mouth, exhale. Untwist, coming forward, and just pause here. Rest the hands on the knees. Let the belly soften. Take a big breath in through the nose. Send the breath all the way to the belly, filling up the belly front to back, side to side. As you take an open mouth exhale, gently contracting everything back so as though you're hugging all the organs, all the intestines. Exhaling through the nose. Okay, we're going to take 2 more breaths just like that. Inhale fully. Exhale through the nose, nice and slow, contracting everything back, hugging it in, hugging it in, hugging it in, giving that internal squeeze. One more full inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Now let's take a cleansing breath. Big inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Very nice. Let's make our way into a child's pose, and preferably, if it's okay in your body and your hips today, to have the legs in closer together. So typically we have the knees a little wider, but because again we're working on kind of massaging the not kind of we are working on massaging the intestines as we fold ourselves forward, the belly's on the thigh, so giving a little massage. And you can grab your bolster here and then just bring that into you, and then just resting the arms here. And again, finding where the belly is able to rest on the thigh. So even if you're up higher and you have to adjust your bolster, just finding a position where the belly is able to rest on the thighs, and you're able to kind of soften your shoulders, your head. Get yourself settled here. You can always put a blanket behind the thighs and between the thighs and the calves if you need that support. And we're going to take 7 breaths here. Same concept, focusing on breathing into the belly, expanding the belly. And as you take your exhale through the nose, just gently contracting. Last breath. Take an open mouth exhale. And bring your upper body back up. And now making our way into a supported Sphinx pose over the bolster or your blanket. So you're going to just come forward here, bringing your belly to your bolster. Now you want the bolster, so the front of the bolster, the edge of it, right at the lower ribs. So you don't want your ribs resting on the bolster. We don't want to put any pressure on the ribs. Good. And then you can either have, and shift your hips side to side here, find what feels good for the legs. If you have the legs in closer, or if you widen the feet, widen the legs, just where you feel most supported. And if this is too intense in your back, being on the bolster, you can always get a blanket and just fold it up or roll it up a few times so that the hips are elevated and you still have that blanket underneath the belly. So you're getting that pressure there, but not so much of an intense back bend. Okay. So getting yourself settled here, and then you can stay up on the forearms. Let the head kind of just rest here, chin to chest. Or if you're able to, you can kind of fold the arms, rest the head down, and you'll get a little bit more pressure here in the belly, especially in the transverse colon. So finding where best supports you, where you're not in a lot of pain, but you're definitely feeling a sensation. Allowing the body to soften, especially the belly. And taking slow, deep breaths in and out through the nose. And you may right away feel some movement in the colon. If you're having any really intense, sharp pains, then pull back a little. Unclench the glutes, relax the facial muscles, your jaw. And we'll take 3 more breaths here. Taking a cleansing breath, big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. If you were down on your forearms or in a deeper fold, just pressing yourself up. And then palms and hands to the mat. Slowly press yourself back, coming onto the knees. And then we're just going to turn ourselves to the right. Let the hip come down, that right hip come down, and keep the knees in together. And you're just going to lay over the bolster here. So you're going to be on your side first. And then I want you just to roll your body to the right until you feel a little bit deeper pressure on that right side colon, so the ascending colon. And you can just make a fist, rest the head here, and let your other hand rest. I'm just going to take about 7 breaths here. If you're feeling this too much on your ribs, you can just roll yourself forward a little bit more so you get more into the belly of that right side rather than the ribs. And think of just breathing into that area of the body, feeling it rise and fall. Take 3 more breaths. Staying here a little longer than I originally said, but it's all good. Last breath, big breath in. Take a cleansing breath. Big breath out. And then we're going to make our way into a tabletop. Making it nice and easy here. Little transition. And just leave your bolster where it is, as we're going to come back to the other side. But to work our transverse side here, we're going to take a few rounds of cat and cow. So inhale, drop your belly, tailbone up towards the sky, reach the heart forward. And then you're going to exhale, come into your cat, belly button to spine, big curve or rounding through the spine, tuck the tailbone and chin to chest. Inhale, come back into your cow. Exhale into cat. Really hug that belly in as though you're trying to bring the ribs together, massaging all the intestines. And one more. Inhale into your cow. Soften the belly, drop the belly. And then exhale, bring it into cat. Good. And making your way into your neutral spine. And then we're going to turn to the left. I'm going to turn myself around so my back's not to you, but you'll just turn yourself over to your left hip and come to that left side. Good. Get yourself comfortable first here, making your fist, and then roll the body forward until you find that light pressure right into the descending side of the colon. Resting your right hand wherever feels comfortable. Taking some nice, slow, deep breaths here. My colon is definitely responding to these poses and these movements. A little gurgling going on, which is good. Always an invitation to close your eyes and just allow yourself to be here within your body, really paying attention to sensations or sounds that you may be feeling or hearing in the body, especially as we're working the colon. And it's also very natural if you have been constipated to feel like some hard spots or tender spots in some of these poses. And as long as it's not really intense, just allow yourself to breathe through that, kind of move everything through. Through and out is what we want. Three more breaths here. Cleansing breath. And then we'll just press ourselves up from here. Use that bolster to support bringing yourself up. And we're going to make our way into another twist with the bolster. So if you moved your bolster over to your left hip as I did, we're going to need to bring it back over to the right side, as we're going to start on the right side. And this time having it longer length. And we're going to have it right at the right hip. Have your right leg in front of you with that knee bent. And then you're going to bring the left foot back behind you with the knee bent here. And find length through the spine, so as though you have a little string on your head, somebody's gently lengthening, pulling the string up. And then you're going to take a twist over to your right. And as you lower, focus on bringing the belly down first and then your chest. And then you can either have the right cheek or the left cheek to your mat, or to the bolster, whichever feels better for you in your neck. And then you're just going to come to a place of complete rest and surrender. My mic is okay. Sorry if it's making a bunch of noise here. Forget about it sometimes. Letting the shoulders soften, relaxing your facial muscles. And just breathing here. So you may feel this more on the left side, as the left side is open compared to the right side. But with the right side being a little compressed is what we want right now. And doing your best to send the breath to the right side. And let's take a cleansing breath. Big breath in, fill up the belly. Open mouth, exhale. And sliding the hands down closer towards you, pressing yourself up nice and easy. And before we go to the other side, just bring that left leg over in front, coming into a easy seat here. And then we're going to twist over to the left. Right hand to the left knee, left hand back behind you. 3 breaths here. Think of breathing into that right side, the ascending side, and the transverse colon. One more breath. Big breath in. Big open mouth exhale. Untwist coming forward. Good. And now we'll bring the bolster over to our left hip. Coming into the same twist on this side. Hugging that bolster into the hip. Take your inhale, find length through the spine first. Have that belly nice and opened up as you come to lower it, twisting to the left, lowering the belly down and then your chest. So again, I hope my mic is going to be okay here. So I probably won't be doing a lot of talking on this side since it's going to be into the bolster. And we'll take one more breath here, cleansing breath. Sliding the hands down towards you, slowly pressing yourself up. And now instead of coming into that easy seated twist that we did, we're going to come into a supportive reclined butterfly pose, Supta Baddha Konasana. So just turn yourself so that the bolster is at your back, at your low back, and bringing the soles of the feet together, or you can keep the legs extended out. And then hug the bolster towards that low back to support, allowing you to just roll yourself on back. And you can always put a block or a blanket underneath your head here if this is a little too deep, coming all the way to your cushion. Bringing any props in for some added support for you here. And giving yourself a few minutes to get adjusted and comfortable in this pose. I always like to lift my hips, tuck the tailbone towards my heels, and then lower the hips back down. Just opens up my low back. And once you get yourself settled, wiggle the shoulders away from one another, allowing the chest, the collarbones to be nice and wide and soft. Let the arms just fall out to the side. And focusing on breathing into the full belly here. Feeling the rise and fall of your belly. Just letting the breath be soft and gentle. Taking a cleansing breath. If your legs are extended all the way out, just stay there. If you're in butterfly pose, bring your hands to your thighs. Support bringing the knees in towards one another, and then extend your legs all the way out. And now we'll all bring our palms of the hands together. Rub the hands together, creating some heat here in the hands. And then you're going to place both of your hands on your right side belly. So on the ascending side, just giving the belly a little love, a little warmth here. Breathing here, big breath in, big breath out. Bring the palms of the hands back together, rub them again until they get nice and warm. And then place them on the transverse, so right underneath the ribs, or think underneath the diaphragm, sorry. And also with your hands here in these positions, notice if you feel any conversation that your colon may be having, any sensations. Taking a big breath in. Open mouth exhale. Palms of the hands together once again, last time. Rubbing the hands together. And then placing them over on the descending side, the left side. Taking a big breath here. Open mouth exhale. Reach the arms back behind you if that feels okay in your shoulders. If it's too much in the shoulders, just kind of bring them out to the side to a T. But what I want you to feel for here is really opening up the belly, opening up the front side body. Point through the toes, reach through the fingers. Take a big breath in. And then as you exhale, bring the arms forward down to your mat. Bring the knees up, feet to your mat. And then we will make our way up to a seated pose. So you can just lift the head, tuck the chin in, press into your mat or your floor, bring yourself all the way up. Come to a seated pose. Let's bring both hands to the belly, right in the center of your belly. Closing the eyes, take a big breath in. Filling up that belly, front to back, side to side. Big open mouth exhale. Once again, big breath in, fill up the belly, front to back, side to side. This time, as you take your open mouth exhale, gently press the belly with your hands, trying to send that belly button closer to the spine. Squeeze it in, then kind of hug the elbows in, giving yourself this little hug here. Big breath in. And then exhale, release everything. Bring the palms of the hands together at the heart. Take a big breath in here. Open mouth exhale. And gently bowing your heads. Giving gratitude for our digestive system and all that it does for us every single day. And we're just thanking it by giving it a little extra love today. Let's take one more breath here. Exhale it all out. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, my friends. I hope this practice served you and your digestion and your gut well. I'm wishing you a beautiful rest of this holiday season as we prepare to move into the new year. or if you're choosing to practice this uh, class, this session anytime throughout the year, I wish you the most beautiful rest of your day and week. Namaste, my friends. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I would so appreciate it if you wouldn't mind subscribing, and also leave me a comment. Let me know how you're feeling. Much love.